Pinocchio. Long ago, a poor craftsman named Geppetto spent his days creating splendid wood dolls and puppets. The old man's greatest joy, besides his dog, Trooper, was the shining eyes and excited laughter of the children who played with his toys. He was happy with work and with life, but he never did have one secret wish. But he did have one secret wish, that someday he would be father to a real boy. A blue-winged fairy wanted to reward Geppetto for his good heart. She waved her magic wand as he carved a figure from a piece of wood, soft pine. The little puppet seemed to come alive and wiggle in his hands. "You are the finest puppet I have ever made," Geppetto marveled when he finished. "I will call you Pinocchio. Now hold on so I can paint you, dear boy." As soon as the old carver finished, Pinocchio jumped up and scampered about the room. Eager to see the whole world, the careless little puppet ran out of the door and into the village square. Such a wonderful place! Shops, vendors of fruit, bread, and sausages. He darted through the window, looking at every stall and in every window. Geppetto and Trooper ran after Pinocchio, thinking he might get into mischief. To be sure, he did. Looking up and not ahead, Pinocchio did not see a cart piled with wheels of cheese. With a bump and a crash, the puppet and the cheese met. Pinocchio ran, and so did the town constable. The policeman grabbed Pinocchio by the collar, saying, "This one needs to be in school, not in trouble." Geppetto knew Pinocchio should be in school. The old carver sold his only coat to buy Pinocchio a school book. He gave it to him, saying, "Pinocchio, to be like a real boy, you must go to school. Now be on your way and take Trooper with you. He'll guide you." Pinocchio started off to school with Trooper, following close behind. At the corner, Pinocchio heard the music of the local puppet theater and stopped to watch the show. Now Trooper knew that Pinocchio shouldn't stay, so he began growling and tugging at the puppet's sleeve. "Trooper, leave me be. I want to watch." But Trooper just growled louder. The noise interrupted the show, and Signor Grumbolo, the puppet master, became very angry. He shouted at Pinocchio and Trooper and chased them away. Wow. Pinocchio and Trooper went on their way. At the next turn, they met a sly fox. When the fox heard that Pinocchio was on his way to school, he shook his head and laughed. Oh, no, no, my friend, that is not for you. Real boys don't want school. They want to sail across truant sea to Runaway Island, where they have fun and play all day. I could sell you a ticket if you like." Trooper didn't care for the fox or his ideas, and he tried to let Pinocchio know. But some puppets just won't listen. Quicker than a wink, Pinocchio sold his school book for a ticket to Runaway Island. He was going to be a real boy and have fun. As the fox ran off, the blue-winged fairy appeared. "Pinocchio, why aren't you going to school?" Let's see, we're going to get a little more light there. "Pinocchio, why aren't you going to school?" she asked. "Oh, but I am. I was just helping that fellow find his way to town." And that big lie, and with that one big lie, Pinocchio's nose began to grow longer and longer until a butterfly flew down and perched on it. Pinocchio began to cry. He promised to be a good boy and go straight to school. The fairy forgave him, and with a sweep of her wand, he got his old nose back. When Pinocchio arrived at school, he met Wickley, a boy who was leaving for Runaway Island. Not thinking about Geppetto or the blue-winged fairy and not listening to Trooper, Pinocchio went along. Oh boy. Look at that butterfly on his nose. At first, Runaway Island seemed wonderful. It was all carnivals and sweets and bicycles, and no one was telling you what to do. Pinocchio and Wickley played all day. Trooper stayed close by. but would have nothing to do with the fun. They stopped by a lake to rest, and as Pinocchio dipped his hand into the water for a drink, he saw his reflection. Heavens! He had grown long ears and a tail like a donkey. He turned to Wickley and saw that it was happening to him too, and to all the other boys on the island. Pinocchio cried out, "Oh, help! Somebody help!" Once again the blue-winged fairy appeared. "Foolish puppet," she said, wagging her finger at him. "Lose those donkey ways and go find your poor father who weeps for you." Wow, you got donkey ears. Oh, boy. Whoa. Not a good thing to do. With a wave of her hand, the fairy made the donkey ears and tail disappear. She sent Pinocchio down to the seashore where he could see Geppetto far out to sea in a small boat. There's Geppetto. Oh, there's a big shark behind him. As any father would do, the old man was searching tirelessly for his lost son. Pinocchio called out to him, and the water began to churn and foam terribly. From the depths of the sea, a huge wave rolled up, and on that wave rode a giant dogfish that swallowed up Geppetto, boat, and all. Thinking only of his father, Pinocchio jumped into the water, swam out to the dogfish, and jumped down his throat without even blinking. Deep in the belly of the fish, Pinocchio and Geppetto hugged each other and danced with joy. They were so happy to be together. But how do you get out? Geppetto thought and thought, but he could not come up with a plan. As they sat and schemed, they heard an enormous rumbling that seemed to come from everywhere. "Snoring!" cried Pinocchio. "The fish is asleep. Come on, father. When he opens his mouth to snore, we'll slide out down his tongue and slip out between his teeth." And that's exactly what happened. In a moment, father and son were free again. Whoa, they swam right out. Look at that. Unbelievable. But they were still far from the shore, and Geppetto was a poor swimmer. The little puppet grabbed hold of the old man and pulled him ashore. Geppetto awoke with the waves gently lapping at his feet. At his side stood the watchful trooper, softly barking, and next to Geppetto sat of all things a little boy made not of soft pine, but of flesh, blood, and bone. And so it was that Pinocchio had finally learned the simplest and yet most important lesson, that being a real person means nothing more but nothing less than loving and caring for others. The end. What a nice story, huh? Well, that's all for today. Maybe there'll be another story soon. I love you. Bye.